Hello, everyone. It's Alfred here, and we are doing a screencast today for a problem we've got in Henry County again. Seems like we're just full of problems, and I've got my cousin, Dr. Mike Moon, on the phone here, on the speakerphone, and and what we're going to be discussing is a problem with cemeteries in Henry County. We've had this problem for years, and this one today is the White Foster Cemetery in the Dutchtown area of Henry County. And as you see on the screen, I've got an old map, aerial photo from Google Earth, and it is from March 1st, 1999. And as you can see here from the mouse here, Lake Irma is involved, and I believe this is Dutchtown Road. The road going through there is Dutchtown, and there's a cemetery there, an old cemetery. I'm gonna let Mike Moon tell us a little bit of short history about it, if you would, Mike.
Yes, the cemetery is the White Foster Family Cemetery, and it's been there since 1822. And the original owner, Mr. Anderson White, he moved his family there in 1822, and he actually died there in 1826 on that property and is buried there. Of course, him and his wife be buried there today, and the kids, and ones that didn't move away. But the property stayed in their family until 1955. And after that, that's approximately about when that lake was built, when Lake Irma was built, because that is not a 200-year-old lake.
No.
You can tell by the dam and everything. That's the last 100 years.
Right.
And there's when they moved in 2004, they decided they were going to build that Crystal Lake subdivision out there. So they had, let's see, they had 27 graves that they had located, and they moved 27 graves to the East Lawn Cemetery there in McDonald with the permission of the family they could find. And recently, they're in the same, but we're going to come up to that in a little bit, but recently they have come across another 16 graves, which is much closer to the water. It's going to have to be moved. That's what we're talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And we're going to go on and move to our second slide, which is number 2. And this is a April 30th of 2002. And as you can see, it's a little bit better picture. You can see the area that I've got my mouse on, this round area here right at the lake, is the area where we believe there are some more graves, or we know there are some more graves there. We've just got people went before the county commission to have the graves moved, because the graves that were over here where my mouse is now were already moved, as Mike said previously.
Right.
And where our problem is, what about all the potential area? Because if you have a graves here in this area, and then you have some over here, there has to be some more in between that's already been built over that they did not find, we believe. And I'm going to move on now to...
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm almost positive
Yeah.
There's 4 graves between there, because if the graves, let's give you an example here. The cemetery, the part that they moved in 2004, if this section over here turns out to be white people instead of slaves, definitely is connected across there. Even if it's slaves, there's probably still some more other graves in between.
Right.
It don't matter who they are. This is basically they're probably, the street is over the top of some of them. There's top of some of them houses, and that cul-de-sac is built on top of them.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, this is at the time. There wasn't that many cemeteries in that area of the county.
No.
So you would think a lot of people that live in the surrounding area may bring their people there to be buried.
Well, the Foster family was connected to the White family.
Right, yeah.
They lived down at Walnut Creek there, which is about a mile down the road. But see, about another mile to the west, they had that church, the County Line Church. They had people buried there.
Right.
But like you said, there could have been some other people right around this Dutchtown area here that might have buried their families in with them.
Exactly.
But there's a lot of people that was in that Dutchtown area there.
Right.
And there's not that many graves. I mean, there's little graveyards dotted all through that part of the county, off Mount Carmel Road, off of Jonesboro Road, and everything. But they're small cemeteries, and if you clustered them all up, you still not gonna have a good many people. This one here had a lot of folks buried here.
Right. Yeah, I've said.
It wouldn't surprise me.
You know, back in the day, I estimated when we were, just starting the CRG up, the Cemetery Research Group,
right,
there could be over 800 grave sites in the county.
At least.
And I know back then people laughed at me, but
No, it's nothing to laugh at.
No.
I showed you the records of where there's close to that many there.
Yeah.
It was found way back. They came down there in the 1930s from Atlanta, and Franklin Garrett did, and they did him and Wilbur Kurtz found a whole lot of cemeteries across the county.
Yeah. And now,
Talk about it, though.
yeah. Now we're on slide number 4. And you can see they've cleared a little bit of an area there where I got my mouse. And that is the area where the original cemetery was that they moved people.
Right.
And again, here's the area where they're wanting to build a house now. This couple's wanting permission to move the graves that they found there. And you see there's an area here where it's like a little footpath or a path or somewhere to go. And this is just showing you the progression of where they're going through and clearing things out. Again, this is in 2003 on this video, this slide here. Now I'm going to go on to number 5. Let me pull up number 5 here. And this one, you can see where they've actually started cutting the streets in. And again, this round area at the top, at the lake, that's the area in question. And they're already starting to build down here at the very bottom. You can see bunkers. This area here is going to be a golf course.
Golf course, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be playing golf over people, potentially. Because they did not move everything. You can't, when you graves that old, you cannot get everything, period. I mean, there's no way.
Well, let me give you an example. Let's stop right here a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
When they built Lake Weeks, or Weiss, over in Alabama, which is west of Rome, Georgia, my granddaddy helped move the cemetery that was there. It had to be moved because when they flooded the land, the lake was going to be over. So he was aware, and he helped move a lot of those graves. Now we're talking went back much older than some of these did. cemetery, when he said whenever they would dig down, a lot of times they didn't find nothing. It's just if they were buried in a. Some of these people were buried in copper sacks. Some of them were buried in pine boxes. Those pine boxes don't last that long.
Right.
He said they might have found like a femur bone or part of a skull or something like that. That was what they got, and they didn't get everything. He said there's no way they could have got everything.
No way.
No. So yeah, that's what they. And I'll tell you something else too. My aunt is buried in Alabama, and they had talked about moving her grave to Georgia, be with her mom and daddy, my grandparents. And the problem was the guy at the funeral home told them that, see, she was a baby guy. He said that all they would do. This is exactly what the man said. He said all they would do was go down there and they would take a shovel of dirt over her grave up and bring the headstone, and that's all they were going to get. And it was going to cost a lot of money just to get a shovel of dirt. And it wasn't. So the family left her. I mean, that wasn't right.
No, it's not.
You know, but that's basically what happened, and I'm kind of feeling I'm worried about that's what's happened here.
Right. Yeah. And so I'm going to go ahead and move on to number 6.
Okay.
And this is a little bit more close-up view of the area. This round area here is the subject area.
Right.
And you can see here over this side where the old part, what we're calling the old part, where they moved people already, supposedly, you can see some outlines of stuff. Either the outlines of whether maybe if they were box graves or if they were some kind of stones there or something. You can still see that, and you can still see some things over here. This white area. Are they stones? Markers or something, or is it something else?
Well, they said in the write-up about the cemetery that they found a large mass of marble that used to have an obelisk on it. The obelisk is, nobody knows whatever happened to it, but they believe that was Anderson White's grave. But they don't know whatever happened to the obelisk that was on it.
Right.
It got gone.
Right. And then our last slide is the most recent slide that we have. And
25, yeah.
And I've got it outlined here for you to see in white of where we believe the whole cemetery was. The whole cemetery area. And as you can see, there are houses, streets, and this area here is the area that this couple wants to knock down all those trees and build them a house and move these people as much as can be done, which isn't much, as you've heard Dr. Moon say earlier. And here is the part of the original part that they moved people, and that's part of the woods here and the fairway of the golf course. And as you can see over here on the left, they're getting ready to build more people on that side of the road. Now, we don't know of anything over there right now, but the problem we have in Henry County, and the problem I have with this, is that Henry County has at times done good, because there are a few cemeteries in the county that they found when they were developing something and they preserved it. There are a few roads that you just could be going down the road and all of a sudden the road splits and there's like an oblong island or something in the center. Well, that's the cemetery. And there's a few of them in the county. However, there are some that are gone. And it all comes down to one thing and one thing only, and it is still going on. It's been going on for years. And that is this right here, and I'm going to have Mike talk about it when I get through here. And that is this right here. If you see this is a brown paper bag. Now, what you might ask, what does a brown paper bag have to do with it? Well, with people doing the right thing, you know, and not disturbing graves. What's in the brown paper bag, I'm going to pull out here and show you. And that is this right here. The almighty dollar. Years ago, and it still goes on today. And I will let Mike elaborate on that right there.
Oh yes, that's been well known, and it's not a big secret either that back here in the past 50 years, some of the commissions, board of commissioners, and the city councils and all that, builder wanted something done, they would go there and set a brown paper sack under their chair at the meetings, right in front of everybody. And that's the money that got the votes what they wanted.
Exactly. And that's wrong.
Follow the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, follow the money. And so, in Henry County and a lot of places, because this happens all over the place, but Henry County is known for it. Your final resting place may not be your final resting place.
May not.
You may be on the move.
Well, it's just like up there in Stockbridge. You know, we tried to have that cemetery, something done about the cemetery there. It's close to Brandon Road at Highway 42.
Mm-hmm.
They built a church over it.
Yeah.
And it was a slave cemetery.
Exactly.
But nobody wanted to do nothing about it.
Yeah.
And that was over 20 years ago.
Right, yeah. And even further back was when the slave cemetery there at Stagecoach.
Yes. Oh, that was a disaster there. They, especially from where the church is on the hill there, behind it, that was the original Boyd Chapel Baptist Church and the original Methodist Church cemeteries. It went from there all the way past Stagecoach Road, where it is today.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way to know how many people are actually buried across that hill.
Right.
And when they built the new Stagecoach Road in there, when they rerouted it, they were digging up graves.
Right.
They said, "Don't worry about it. It's just slaves." That was exactly what they said.
Wow.
That's the way it was back in the day.
Yeah.
And it was horrible.
Yeah.
But they did it.
Yeah. So some I don't know what can be done. I mean, we've got to get better quality of people in
Get people with morals.
Yeah, exactly. And better morals, better quality of people, and I say, and I come across this, I say it myself, real Americans that care. Because the ones that want all the money and all this and will just, sell out everything, they're not real Americans.
No, they're not.
And so that's what we wanted to bring to your attention today, people. And folks, thank you for watching. And do you have anything else you'd like to say, Mike?
No, I think we pretty well covered it.
Okay. Well, I want to say thank you again for helping out, and
Welcome.
And I want to thank everyone for watching, and get out there and let your representatives know what's going on, that you know, and just vote to get them out. So thank you for watching. Take care, and we will see you later in another video. And I will try to find out how to cut this off.